Most people wait for opportunities. They hope success will knock on their door. But here's the truth. Opportunity isn't luck. Opportunity is attracted. And you attracted by the way you think and the way you speak. Your mindset is a magnet. Your words are signals. And the world responds to the energy you send out. Change your thoughts, change your language. And you won't have to chase opportunity. Opportunity will chase you. Your mindset is a magnet. Every day you're attracting something, energy, people, outcomes, opportunities, based on what you think, what you believe, and what you expect from life. Most people don't realize this. They think life is random, that success goes to the lucky, and that opportunities show up for other people, but never for them. But life is always responding to you. It's responding to your thoughts, your beliefs, and the story you tell yourself when no one is listening. If you walk through life expecting disappointment, you'll find it everywhere. If you expect rejection, you'll attract people who treat you like you're not enough. But if you walk with belief, with certainty, with a vision of something bigger, life starts opening doors you didn't even know existed. Your mindset shapes your destiny long before your actions do. Think of someone who constantly complains, always focuses on what's wrong, always sees the worst in every situation. Does opportunity feel drawn to that person? Do successful people want to work with them? Of course not, because negativity repels success. Fear repels growth. Scarcity keeps you small, but confidence, ambition, positivity, those things are magnetic. They pull opportunity toward you. Everything starts with what you think. Your thoughts create emotions. Your emotions create actions. Your actions create outcomes. And your outcomes create your life. When your thoughts are small, your life becomes small. When your thoughts are limited, your opportunities become limited. You can't attract abundance while thinking in scarcity. You can't attract growth while thinking like a victim. You can't attract success while thinking you're powerless. The difference between people who rise and people who stay stuck is not intelligence. It's not money. It's mindset. You can put two people in the same situation, same challenge, same problem, same obstacle, and one will say, "This is too hard, I can't do this," and the other will say, "I'll find a way, I'll learn, I'll grow." One shuts down, the other rises, and life will reward the one who keeps moving forward. When your mindset shifts from "I hope" to "I will," everything changes. When you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How can I use this?" your power returns. Challenges stop being walls and start becoming doors. Every problem becomes an opportunity disguised as struggle, and opportunities only reveal themselves to the person who expects them. Everyone has a voice in their head. Sometimes that voice says, "You're not ready, you're not smart enough, you'll fail." And most people listen, but your life changes the moment you stop believing every negative thought and start questioning it, because thoughts are not commands. They're habits, and habits can be changed. If you want a new life, you need new thoughts. If you want new opportunities, you need a new mindset. You can't keep thinking like the old you and expect to attract the life of the new you. And this isn't positive thinking, it's powerful thinking. It's recognizing that your mind is a generator, not a garbage can. It's choosing thoughts that move you forward instead of thoughts that chain you to the past. Think about the times in your life when everything shifted. It wasn't luck, it wasn't coincidence, it was a decision, a moment where you said, "Enough. I'm done living small. I'm done being afraid. I'm done letting life push me around." That moment of decision was mindset. The moment you believed you could do more, you became more. The moment you believed you deserved better, you started attracting better. People feel your energy. They respond to your certainty. When you walk in the room with confidence and clarity about where you're going, the world feels it. Doors open, conversations change. The right people recognize you because belief is visible. You don't have to announce it. It shows in how you speak, how you move, how you respond to setbacks, and life will test you. You will face rejection, doubt, struggle, and fear, but your mindset determines whether these moments destroy you or develop you. Some people spend their lives running away from discomfort, and they wonder why nothing changes. But growth lives in discomfort. Results live in discomfort. Opportunity lives in discomfort. If you only think safe, you only attract small. Your mindset is the filter through which you see the world. You will always find what you look for. If you look for reasons you can't succeed, you'll find them. If you look for reasons it's possible, you'll find those too. And once you train your mind to expect possibility, you start seeing it everywhere. So ask yourself, what are you attracting? What thoughts dominate your mind every day? Are you thinking about what's missing, or are you thinking about what's possible? Are you thinking about failure, or are you thinking about growth? Because whatever you choose becomes your reality. This is the truth. Opportunity is not waiting for the perfect person, the smartest person, the richest person. Opportunity responds to the person who thinks bigger, believes deeper, and refuses to give up. When your mindset becomes unstoppable, your life starts reflecting it, thought by thought, belief. By belief, you become a magnet for everything you once thought was out of reach. Change your mind, and the world around you starts to change. Begin with belief. Everything else follows. Your language is one of the most powerful tools you possess. The words you speak are not just sounds in the air. They are commands to your mind, instructions to your emotions, and signals to your future. Most people don't understand this. They speak carelessly. They speak out of fear. They speak from limitation. And then they wonder why their life keeps giving them the same results. But every time you speak, you are shaping your destiny. You are programming your identity. You are directing your path. Think about it. A person who constantly says, I can't, I'm stuck, I'm unlucky, nothing works for me, is not just describing their life, they are prescribing it. Their words are reinforcing weakness, reinforcing fear, reinforcing limitation. Their language becomes a cage they built with their own voice. But another person can be in the exact same situation, same struggle, same pressure, and say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'll figure it out. One person shuts down their brain and the other activates possibility. Your words give meaning to every experience. You don't live the event, you live the story you tell yourself about the event. Someone gets rejected and says, I'm not good enough. Someone else gets rejected and says, this wasn't my door is coming. The event didn't ruin them, the story didn't, the language did. How you speak about life determines how you feel about life, and how you feel determines what you do next. You can speak in a way that makes you weak, or you can speak in a way that makes you powerful. You can speak yourself into excuses, or you can speak yourself into action. You can speak defeat, or you can speak destiny. And people who attract opportunities talk differently. They speak even when they're afraid. They speak possibility when everyone else speaks doubt. They speak life into their dreams instead of death into their future. Words are emotional triggers. When you say, I'm overwhelmed, your body shuts down. But when you say, I'm challenged, but I can handle it, your mind stays open. When you say, I'm broken, your identity collapses. But when you say, I'm healing and I'm getting stronger, you start moving forward. It's not lying, it's leading your mind. The difference between staying stuck and breaking through is often just the difference between saying, I can't and I will. We've all met people who speak as if everything is always happening to them. Life is against them. People are against them. The world is unfair. That language has weight. That language keeps them small. But we also know people who refuse to talk like victims. They talk like creators. They talk like leaders. They talk like their future is in their hands. They don't say one day. They say today. They don't say, I hope. They say, I'm committed. Strong words create strong outcomes. And it's not just about what you say to others. The most influential conversation you will ever have is the conversation you have with yourself. Most people don't even realize they are talking themselves out of their destiny. They wake up and say, I'm tired. They approach a challenge and say, I know I'll fail. They try something new and whisper, I'm not enough. And whether you say it out loud or quietly in your mind, your subconscious hears every word. When you speak, you are training your brain what to believe about you. So if you're going to talk to yourself anyway, talk in a way that builds you. Tell yourself you are capable, you are learning, you are becoming stronger. Tell yourself you deserve a great life. Tell yourself your dreams matter, because your words either breathe life or drain it. You've seen it in sports, business, relationships. Confidence is language. Leaders don't walk around saying, I hope we succeed. They say, we will. Champions don't say maybe, they say, let's go. People don't follow uncertainty, they follow conviction. And when you start speaking with conviction, people feel it, opportunities feel it. Life responds to the person who speaks with power. Even your future is affected by the language you use. When you say, I'll try, you're already giving yourself permission to quit. When you say, I'm doing this, your brain finds a way. When you say, it's impossible, you shut the door. When you say, there's a solution, the door appears. The words you choose are either building the future you want or blocking it. And don't underestimate the language you use during struggle. It's easy to speak positively when everything is going right, but your language matters most when everything feels heavy. That's when your voice becomes a weapon. When life gets hard, speak strength. When you feel fear, speak courage. When you lose something, speak belief, because the world does not reward the person who says, I can't. It rewards the person who keeps saying, I'm not stopping. Your words are seeds. Speak doubt and you grow doubt. Speak fear and you grow fear. But speak faith, speak purpose, speak vision, and you will grow a life that matches that language. You become what you repeatedly speak. And the people who create extraordinary lives are the ones who speak their future before they see it. They speak like they've already started winning. They speak like success is on its way. Their language attracts the opportunities their silence would have missed. So speak in a way that honors the life you want, not the life you're trying to escape. Speak in a way that wakes up your strength, not your fear. Speak in a way that makes your future proud of you. Because when you change the words you use, you change the world you live in. Speak possibility, speak power, speak like your future is listening. Focus creates expansion. Whatever you consistently focus on begins to grow in your life. Most people don't realize the power of this. They believe life is about what happens to them. But the truth is, life is about what you choose to notice, what you choose to pursue, what you choose to give your energy to. Two people can be in the same situation, facing the same challenge, and one will see opportunity while the other sees a dead end. What's the difference? Focus. The mind expands what it concentrates on. If you focus on obstacles, your problems will feel bigger than your potential. But if you focus on solutions, creativity wakes up. When your mind is locked on possibilities, doors appear, and this is not magic, it's psychology. Your brain is always scanning your environment for whatever matches your dominant thoughts. If you constantly think about fear, your brain looks for danger. If you constantly think about failure, your mind sees reasons to quit. But if you focus on growth, your mind begins to find paths you never noticed before. Think about a time when you wanted something badly, a car, a business idea, a new skill. Suddenly you noticed it everywhere, not because it wasn't there before, but because your focus sharpened. The same happens with opportunity. When you focus on becoming better, you start spotting chances to improve. When you focus on building something meaningful, the right ideas show up. When you focus on attracting a better life, you stop tolerating the things that keep you stuck in an average one. Your focus is like a spotlight in a dark room. Wherever you direct it, that part of your life becomes illuminated. Focus on gratitude and you'll feel richer. Focus on strength and you'll feel more powerful. Focus on what's missing and you'll feel empty. The world doesn't change, your focus does. Most people spend their life focusing on what they don't want. They talk about what's wrong. They think about what's missing. They obsess over fear, over doubt, over what they might lose. And because they keep focusing on it, it grows. Stress expands, anxiety expands, problems expand. But the moment you shift your attention to what you want, to where you're going, to who you're becoming, your life begins to expand in that direction. People say they want success, but they focus on fear of failure. They say they want love, but they focus on heartbreak. They say they want opportunity, but they focus on risk. You can't focus on what scares you and expect to attract what inspires you. The mind can only hold one dominant thought at a time. Make sure it's a powerful one. Focus is a choice. You can choose to focus on what's outside your control, or you can choose to focus on what you can influence. You can focus on the past, or you can focus on the future. You can focus on excuses, or you can focus on possibilities. And whatever you choose is what you feed. Energy flows where attention goes. There are people who go through challenges and come out stronger because they focused on the lesson, not the pain. There are people who lose everything and rebuild bigger because they focused on the vision, not the setback. There are people who start with nothing and create everything because they focused on what they could do, not what they lacked. The greatest transformations in life don't start with resources. They start with focus. Your focus is also contagious. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, people trust you. When you focus on goals instead of excuses, people respect you. When you focus on progress instead of perfection, people want to join you. That kind of energy attracts opportunity. And here's the truth. Where your focus goes, your identity follows. If you focus on becoming someone stronger, you start acting like someone stronger. If you focus on building a better future, you begin moving like someone who has purpose. But if you keep focusing on everything that went wrong in your past, you'll keep reliving it. This is why it's so important to focus on what you want, not what you fear. Focus on growth. Focus on learning. Focus on effort. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to point your attention in the direction of the life you want and keep moving. Life expands for the person who refuses to look backward. And when doubt shows up, and it will, focus on the reason you started. When fear whispers, focus on the vision ahead. When the world gets loud, focus on the voice inside you that knows you're capable of more. Because the things you focus on shape the person you become. Opportunity is attracted to people who stay locked in on their goals, not the ones who talk about when they feel motivated, but the ones who stay focused when it's difficult. When everyone else gets distracted, you stay committed. When others give up, you keep moving. That's how expansion happens. You don't get what you casually want. You get what you obsessively focus on. You get what you think about every day. You get what you refuse to let go of. Focus is the difference between a dream and a destiny. So put your attention on the life you want, not the limitations standing in front of it. Feed your focus, not your fear, because whatever you give, your mind too will grow. And the future you want is waiting for you to choose it. Focus on progress and watch your world expand. Identity drives action. You will never outperform the story you believe about yourself. You can want success, you can talk about success, you can chase success, but if deep down you see yourself as someone who always falls short, You will sabotage the very opportunities life gives you. Everything you do, everything you attract, everything you allow or reject in your life is shaped by who you believe you are. When someone says, I'm just not confident, that's not a feeling, that's an identity. An identity is powerful because your brain works every day to stay consistent with how you see yourself. If you identify as someone who is shy, you won't speak up. If you identify as someone who always quits, you won't push when things get hard. If you identify as someone who is unlucky, you won't expect opportunities, and what you don't expect, you don't see. But when someone shifts their identity, everything changes. When they start saying, I am capable, I am disciplined, I am worthy of growth, their actions rise to match that identity. They stop waiting, they stop shrinking, they stop playing small, and suddenly the world responds differently. You don't have to wait for success to feel like a winner. Winners talk like winners before they win. Leaders speak like leaders before they lead. Successful people carry the identity before they live the reality. That's why identity is a magnet. It pulls your behavior, your choices, and your opportunities toward the future you believe you deserve. If a person sees themselves as someone who is always broke, even if they get money, they'll find a way to lose it. If someone believes they're not smart enough, it doesn't matter how many chances they get, they'll talk themselves out of taking action. Identity can either be a cage or a catalyst. The moment you decide you're done being the old version of yourself, you step into a new world of possibility. Some people say, when I get motivated, I'll start. But it's the wrong order. You start first. And motivation grows. You don't wait to feel like the best version of yourself. You act like that person now, because when you act like someone who deserves more, you attract more. When you speak like someone with purpose, you move like someone with purpose. Your identity shifts your energy, and your energy shifts your life. The reason people don't change isn't because change is impossible. It's because they keep dragging their old identity into a new future. They say, I've always been this way. That sentence kills growth. Your past doesn't define you. Your identity does, and identity can change in a moment, in one decision. The moment you say, this is who I am now, your life starts rearranging itself to match that belief. Imagine someone who wants to get in shape. If they say, I'm trying to be healthy, that's weak language. But if they say, I am a healthy person, their choices change. A healthy person drinks water instead of soda. A healthy person pushes through workouts. A healthy person doesn't negotiate with excuses. The identity changed the action. The same is true in business. Someone who says, I hope I become successful one day is already losing. But someone who says, I am an entrepreneur, I am building this, I am committed, shows up differently. They look for solutions. They reach out to people. They learn. They fail forward. They take risks. Identity creates momentum. And here's what people forget. Identity is built by repetition. Every time you speak with confidence, you reinforce it. Every time you take action, even a small one, you prove to yourself who you are becoming. You don't need giant steps. Small steps done consistently shape a new identity that becomes unstoppable. This is why the words you use about yourself matter. When you say I am, whatever follows becomes a blueprint. Your subconscious treats it as truth and works to fulfill it. If you say I am lazy, your brain stops trying. If you say I am disciplined, your brain looks for ways to prove that belief right, change your I am, and you change your life. And the moment your identity changes, the world reacts. People treat you differently because your energy changes. Opportunities show up because now you move with belief, not doubt. Life gives more to those who show they are ready for more. Look back at any major transformation in your life. It didn't start with a new job, a new relationship, or a new opportunity. It started with a shift in who you believed you were. The real breakthrough didn't happen around you. It happened inside you. You attract what matches your identity. If you identify as weak, you will attract situations that reinforce weakness. If you identify as powerful, you will attract situations that require strength, and you will rise. This is why people who grow internally always receive bigger opportunities externally. The world trusts the person who believes in themselves. You don't need permission to become a stronger version of you. The day you decide, I am done being average, I am done living below my potential, I am done thinking small, the universe hears it, and everything in your life begins to shift toward the direction of that identity. There is a version of you you haven't even met yet, a version that speaks differently, walks differently, thinks differently, and that version is not created by luck. It is created by choice. The identity you build today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Become the person your future needs. Identity first, everything else follows. Energy influences outcomes. People feel you long before they understand you. They feel your confidence, your certainty, your passion, your belief, or your fear, your doubt, your insecurity. And here's the truth. Opportunities are drawn to energy. People are drawn to energy. Success is drawn to energy. The energy you carry is either opening doors for you or quietly closing them. You've seen it yourself. You can walk into a room without saying a word, and people can instantly sense if you are confident or uncertain, if you expect something great, or if you are bracing for disappointment. Human beings are emotional creatures. We respond not just to what we hear, but to what we feel. And when your energy is powerful, your presence alone becomes a statement. Think of the people you admire. They don't just speak differently, they move differently. There is something in their posture, their tone, their eyes. They walk like they belong, even before the world gives them permission. That is energy, that is certainty, that is belief, and that kind of energy attracts opportunity, because opportunity looks for someone who can handle it. But the opposite is also true. When someone carries fear, when their energy says, I'm not enough, I'm scared, I'm waiting for things to go wrong, life responds to that too. You can push, you can try, you can hope, but if your energy is heavy, if your spirit is defeated, everything becomes harder. People don't follow uncertainty, doors don't open for doubt, and opportunities don't chase someone who is walking through life with their head down. You can have all the talent in the world, you can have skills, knowledge, plans, but if your energy is weak, you will repel the very things you're trying to attract, because energy is not invisible. It shows up in your body language, your voice, your decisions, your habits. You can't hide it. You can pretend for a moment, but life can feel who you are. The world rewards those who raise their energy. When you speak with conviction, people listen. When you show up with passion, doors open. When you move with courage, the path clears. Your energy tells the world what to give you. And here's something most people never understand. Energy is a choice. It's not luck. It's not personality. It's not something you're born with. It's something you create. Every morning you decide whether you will show up strong or weak, confident or hesitant, powerful or exhausted by your own thoughts. You choose it with what you focus on, what you believe, what you say to yourself. If you want opportunity, you must raise your energy. That means stop speaking like life is against you. Stop carrying yourself like you're losing. Stop acting like you are at the mercy of circumstances. Stand up, lift your head, breathe with purpose, move with intention. When your energy changes, your future changes. Think about the moments in your life when things started going right. It wasn't just strategy. It was your internal state, the job interview where you walked in knowing you deserved it, the conversation where you believed in what you were saying, the day you made a decision and your energy shifted from I hope to I will. That change in energy is what made the difference. The people who attract great things are not lucky. They are aligned. Their energy matches their goals. They speak like what they want is possible. They think like winners. They act like creators, not victims. And because of that, they draw in opportunities other people don't even see. And when life gets hard, this is where energy matters most. Anyone can be positive when things are easy, but when you get knocked down, when you face rejection, when everything falls apart, that is the moment your energy is tested. If you let the world drain, you stop moving forward. But if you choose to stay strong, to stay hungry, to stay hopeful, you become unstoppable. Because life cannot break a mind that refuses to surrender. Energy is not about hype. It's not about pretending. It's about alignment. Your thoughts, your language, your actions all moving in the same direction. When your inner world is powerful, your outer world starts to shift. Your presence becomes louder than your words. People feel your belief before you even speak it. You've met someone who walked into a room and instantly lifted everyone around them. That's not charisma. It's self-belief. It's certainty. It's identity. Spoken through energy. And you've also met someone who drains every room they enter. The difference is not circumstances, not background, not talent. The difference is energy. So ask yourself,